talked as a group, and just this turnaround for us, the first time where we're playing an opponent a second time, whether it's a back-to-back or day in between. Like the preparation that goes into it, the understanding of like the way we finish that game. They're a really good team. They've got multiple assignment players, two ways. They're very well coached. Like they get a day to prepare too. Like they're watching the same film we're watching. They're practicing for an hour like we are. Breaking things down, making adjustments, showing what they need to be better at. So for us, like we have to do more. Like that same level of what we did isn't going to be enough going into this game, and they're going to come out, ready to play, ready to beat us. So for us, just the ultimate respect for that team, for our opponent, for the game, and for ourselves, really. And our response to start the game, obviously jumping out to an early lead, it certainly helps when shots go in, where we're able to get our defense set. But then again, to start the second half, kind of same deal, where like it wasn't as much of a run, but like we came out and kind of hit first in terms of our defense, and then executing offensively, that kind of just carried us. Yeah, I mean, that was the message at halftime. We were on the other side of it in Westchester, down 29, got it to 18, and like, you're going to go into that locker room as the coach that's down, and like, be positive and encourage your guys, and like get them ready to go play, and like, talk to them about it. It's a long game. Like G League, NBA, it's a long game. Like you said, it's normally a game of runs. So like the message to our group at halftime, for us, like pretty unfamiliar territory to have a 23-point lead. Right, and oftentimes like that's the worst place you can be when the game's that long, because you do relax, and all of a sudden they start making shots, you start missing shots, a couple calls don't go your way, and like they're in the game, and now you're all of a sudden like, wait, how do we get here? So for our group, we talked really about just like your ego, like that's human nature, to relax, to try to make it look as like that you're beating them as easily as possible. Like, look how good we are. Yeah. We can beat them without trying, and that's the trap. That's what happens when teams get back in the game, and like you give someone a little bit of life, and then they grab onto it, and now you're worried. Right. You feel the momentum swing. So I thought our guys from the jump, and then again at the second half at the break, there really wasn't much to talk about in terms of X's and O's or execution. It's really just like our mindset coming into the second half. Like, what team are you gonna be? What type of individual are you gonna be? What type of competitor are you gonna be? Regardless of whether or not we made shots, and we kept making shots. So like for us, we shoot 56% from three. Like, you're going to win most games, if not every game. I'd be, and short of a team shooting 60% from three, you're probably going to win. Right. But, you hold a team to 95 points, it doesn't matter if you have a good shooting night or not. Like, you're going to have a chance down the stretch to win the game. Right. Points. Yeah, I mean, 32 assists, like the way we shared the ball, found the open guy, made the right play, and obviously, you get assists when guys make shots, but, up and down the roster, like a complete team effort, team win for us. And, big shit, like DJ Stewart, first two games, we had him in the starting lineup. He's really a point guard, so tried to get him more in a comfort zone as far as, like, moving him to come off the bench, but his first minutes as a point guard in his true spot. And like the last two games, he was good numbers wise the first two games, but I think the recognition of him and his selflessness to do that, to accept that, and not only do it but excel in it. I mean, he's 20 and 8, flying in for rebounds. Like, I mean, he almost had a triple double. Our backup point guard almost had a triple double. That's incredible.
Why do you like him better coming off the bench?
Just to your point about the depth and the balance, like just getting Shackle in there, who's just more of a traditional two guard. DJ is obviously more than capable of playing on the ball, off the ball. He finishes for us as the two guard, but just for him and his comfort zone, and try to get someone like Shackle into the starting lineup, who's just going to space and allow JD to operate a little bit more. And I don't feel like I'm not giving enough to DJ on his first stint. Yeah, I mean, we've been upfront with him, and he's like a really, like I said the other day, really mature kid as a 19-year-old for like his role acceptance, and like understanding for him that, it's a little bit different for him to be playing with us in terms of like, we're not asking him to dominate the ball or dominate the game in terms of points and shots or anything like that. Like his progress, his evaluation is like, is he making the right play? Is he sprinting to the corners in transition? Is he crashing? Is he getting into after actions? Reading closeouts, reading shifts, shooting it when he's open, driving it when he's not, getting off of it, and playing into that next action when he's got no advantage. And then defensively, that's where he can dominate the game. Like you said, he's a physical specimen. He's got long arms, great anticipation, great hands, great physicality, like with his frame. That's really where we look for him to dominate the game. He's just so active, and he can get away with so much more than most players can because of his quickness and athleticism and length. That he can, we're oftentimes putting him on, primary screeners. So now he's the guy switching onto the ball, and that's, if I was a point guard, that's not really a spot I'd be very excited about running. So, for him, it'll come. It's a long year for him, whether it's here or in Boston or back and forth. And as long as his mindset is just on that, playing hard and competing and making the right play on both ends of the floor, he'll get where he needs to be ultimately. Yeah.
A while.
Yeah, we got a lengthy road trip. We come back in between, but again, going back on the road. Super fun weekend. Obviously, Friday night was electric. Sunday early afternoon, there's football going on. Maybe not as many people, but I thought the ones that were here were great, and certainly gave them a lot to cheer about. Our guys, they're such a good group of people. They love each other already. We've been together about a month. They really enjoy being together. They enjoy playing together. They're a really fun group to coach, and they're all very accepting and willing of whatever their role is, whatever is asked of them. That's not very common in the G League. That's all these guys are fighting and scrapping to make a career out of this. So I recognize we've got a really special group of human beings and players, and then a collective team.
You work.
I don't have to do a whole lot when they're great people. And Tony and I go back, my first year in Milwaukee, 18-19, I was an intern in the video room when Tony was there. So it's been fun for the two of us to reconnect now in this different space, different role for me especially. And he's so important to me, to our staff, to this team as a leader and as a voice and as a guy that just can offer so much perspective, especially for Jordan. He's a guy that's played in the NBA for 9 years. Has seen a lot, has played in big games, played in the Eastern Conference Finals with us in Milwaukee, and here he is, playing in the G League, loves the game, fighting to get another opportunity, another chance. That just for these young guys, where it's emotional and it's a roller coaster, and there's good days, there's bad days. What he does for us in terms of managing the locker room, managing our young guys, keeping them up. Keeping them, again, with perspective as far as, navigating some tougher times. It's easy to do it right now when you win by that much. Everybody's happy. Everyone's on their best behavior, all that stuff. But, it's not always going to be like that.